Welcome to Treasure Valley Podcast. I'm Chuck. Today's episode is brought to you by LowerGentry Studios. LowerGentry Studios is a film production company based in the Treasure Valley that specializes in high-quality productions at a low cost. You'll be able to catch their latest web series starting December 19th, 2018. That web series is called Canyon County. Today, I sit down with Kody Newton. Kody Newton is a Treasure Valley filmmaker of Newton to Newton Productions. We chat about his most recent short film, Door 7, as well as a lot of other projects that he has done and has coming up. He's doing a lot of things. So anyway, enjoy the conversation. We're live.
Well, great.
Actually recording.
Good.
And then it will be broadcast later on YouTube. Thank you for coming in, Kody.
Well, you are welcome.
I have 11 questions that I'm going to ask you today.
Okay, I'm excited for these questions.
The first question is, are great white sharks as scary in real life as they are in movies?
They are not.
What?
They are majestic and beautiful. There was nothing scary that happened that whole time. It was
Okay.
I was in cages for 3 days shooting.
So you went in and scuba equipment and what were you doing? So tell me a little bit about this
essentially,
trip.
I mean, you've seen hunting videos and people going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I was essentially doing a video for something like that.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just a documentary style type thing. I'll
Okay.
have a highlight video here soon, but
Cool.
there's a place called Guadalupe Island, which is
Yeah.
180 miles off of the coast of Ensenada
Okay.
in Mexico.
Right on.
I just learned all this stuff. I didn't know what I was getting into. But,
Yeah.
And apparently great whites gather there. And
Really?
they just hang out for a little bit.
Okay.
And they are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things.
So you got to see them swimming underneath the water.
Yep.
Awesome.
And so they actually fed them tuna on top also.
Okay.
And so we watched them breach. I think you saw a video of that.
Yeah, I saw the video of them. I think it was the shark was pulling on a line or something, it looked like.
Yep.
And it looked like it was very big.
Yeah.
And very frightening to be anywhere near that thing.
There was one
Maybe
up
that's
to,
me, though.
There's one up to 18 feet, I think, is the biggest one that we saw. And we saw her
Yeah.
for 2 days, and she was kind of the funny thing is, like, all these sharks have different personalities. And
Yeah.
so when we would go down, we'd see that big 18-footer, and then we wouldn't see any other sharks because she's kind of a bully, I guess.
Okay.
And so when she was around, we'd only see a few sharks. But when she wasn't around, we'd see, like, active males, and that's when you'd see the ones popping up.
Okay.
Because those are the ones that had that personality.
Are the females bigger than the males?
Usually,
normally?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know if they're pregnant but I don't know.
Right on.
They just last longer.
Sweet. So how long were you in Mexico?
I was there for 5 days, I think.
Okay.
It was a week-long trip.
And it was specifically for
It was just
for filming. So you didn't get to do any sightseeing
Nope.
outside of that, but I suppose that's all the sightseeing you
That's
really
all
need
I needed
to
to
do.
see.
That's cool.
I mean, it's kind of like a lifelong dream to see great whites.
Yeah.
I've scuba dived with sharks before,
Really?
and
Where'd you
yeah.
scuba dive with sharks? I have a scuba certificate.
Yeah?
I got it in South Dakota.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I was I would have been like 16. And so I got my scuba certificate in this really dirty lake where you couldn't see from
Yeah, about
you to yeah, it's just
a
like
foot and a half of visibility.
yeah, exactly. But I had to go down like to 50 feet, and so I've actually I've used my scuba certification twice since then.
Where?
Both times in Mexico.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mexico's
it
the
was,
place.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But anyway, so you've scuba dived. I've never run into anything super cool.
Well, I lived in Puerto Rico for a couple years. That's where
Oh,
I
really?
met my wife. Mhm.
Okay.
And I got scuba certified down there because it cost $150. And
Oh,
you
okay.
got 2 open water dives. It wasn't like
Yeah.
that lake.
Mm.
And so that's why I was like, oh, I'll do it. It was all in Spanish.
Sweet.
And so, I got to learn it all in Spanish. But later on, my family really got into it. And so we would actually go on like scuba diving trips.
Cool.
So we went to the Bahamas once that has a thing called the Blue Hole,
yeah.
where it's a mating area for sharks. But
Okay.
it's like 150 feet, just a huge hole in the ocean.
Yeah.
And at one point, there were 200 like reef sharks and nurse sharks and blacktip sharks around us at one point as we
Dang.
went down in this hole. And I mean, that was like a dream. I mean, I wasn't really ever worried, but I mean, if I die, whatever. But it's just kind of how we have to see it. But
Wow.
But none of them really even like looked at us. They were all just interested in mating, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And then we went down to Mexico 4 years ago and dove with bull sharks.
Okay. Those are the ones that attack the most
Those are kind
frequently,
of the
right?
aggressive ones, yeah.
Yeah.
And these were like females. And apparently, we just went down onto the sandbar and linked arms to make us look bigger.
Okay.
And so they said, just don't separate yourself with anybody and you should be fine.
So they intentionally give you tricks
Yeah.
to prevent you from getting bitten. And you're like, sign me up.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm going in there.
All of us were. I mean, my whole family did it with me. So
Right on.
So we did that, and I guess great whites was kind of the next step. It's like, well, we got to get some great whites.
I guess there's nothing. Well, I guess you could go find a whale to swim with then. That might
That's
be
next.
a little bit bigger.
Well, sharks.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Don't orcas eat great whites?
They do.
Too? So I guess that would be the apex predator.
I would love to.
But they're not.
With orcas.
They're nice to people, aren't they?
There's never been an orca that's killed someone in the wild.
That's cool.
Only in captivity.
Right on. I did one time. I was snorkeling in Hawaii. I just only had my snorkel gear on me, and I ran into a pod of dolphins.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced because they're really playful. It's the most bizarre thing, and they say that they're as smart as like chimpanzees, And so I'm there, and these two dolphins, I dive down at them, and then they swam away from me and then stopped. And then I stopped. And then I started to swim back up, and then they came back towards me, and then I popped up on the water, and then they jumped like right next to me, like right over the top of me, and then I went back down again, and we did this for like 15 minutes.
Oh wow!
It was one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, that's uncalled for.
I wish I had scuba gear at that time. You know what I mean? Because I had to keep coming up for air, and I'm like, I got water in my eardrum too because I wasn't equalizing. I was just swimming down super fast, and it just like popped. But
just breaking your eardrum.
Yeah, exactly. It was awful. But that part, but the dolphin part was amazing. I didn't even notice it when it happened. But.
Yeah, and those kinds of adventures. I mean, that are uncalled for. Like some people would go pay thousands of dollars to be able to do that. But for you to be able to just discover that in the wild, I mean, that's what I pine for. I mean, it's one thing to watch the sharks in the cages, but man, if I saw them in real life, in the wild.
Yeah, great white in the wild. I don't know. Would that...
I'd just team up with somebody else instead
there you
of trying
go.
to look
bigger.
Got
that trick. You're just like, we just lock arms and...
Just look bigger.
No predator will ever get us in the ocean that way. Right on. Do you want to answer the next question? I want to know what is the best thing to do in Kuna?
Oh, in Kuna, Idaho. Well, for me, because you make movies.
Yeah, you had a really good. I really liked your ad that you did for them for Chamber of Commerce, or was it?
It was for the economic development.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looked good. It looked really. I mean, the footage
was a lot of fun to make. Actually,
you must have been making it over a long time. Then, too.
Just since Kuna days, it was about 2 months of shooting. But I mean, it got to the point where it was like, oh, I have to get all this done. So it was like 2 days. Boom. Let's just try and fit Kuna Caves, Swan Falls, all of that, in there. And I mean, it kind of showcases a lot of what there is to do in Kuna. But my favorite thing probably would be floating the river.
Oh, okay.
It's just a lot better than the Boise River. There's a lot more rapids. I mean, people get hurt all the time, which makes it more exciting.
So danger is your theme, right?
Oh, I love danger.
Right on. Do you want to get that microphone a little bit closer to you too? Just to I want to make sure we're getting good levels. Sometimes it bounces. I have these sound deadening things, but every once in a while my voice carries. Kuna. So
do people hate on Kuna? What's wrong with Kuna?
No, I like I just wanted to know what to do there. It made me want to visit. I've been to Swan Falls, Kuna Caves. But they also have possibly the best Mexican restaurant in the Treasure Valley.
Possibly, I think it is the best Mexican.
Well, it's arguably the best, and I think I would probably, I don't know. There's some really good places in Caldwell though too, and I'm not too far from there. But what's the name of it?
Enrique's is.
Enrique's. That's right. It used to be Pollo Giro.
Yeah.
And then they changed the
Gallo
name.
Giro.
Oh, El Gallo Giro. That's right. And then they changed it because there was another one in Eagle or something like that. That wasn't as.
There's one in Garden City.
Is that what it is?
There were two brothers who owned it, and they kind of split up.
Oh, okay.
And so Enrique is one of the brothers.
Oh, so you know the whole history.
Yeah, I know them pretty well.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I mean, it's Kuna.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody there.
Do you live there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Right on. I didn't know.
Yep. I live right by the high school, and I've lived there for about 8 years.
That's probably why you didn't complain so much about coming out to Nampa then. Because I feel like when I'm out here, everybody in Boise's like, I'm
a 20-minute drive from everyone.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. I'm at 30 minutes it takes me to get to anything, unless it's here in Nampa.
I'm originally from Wyoming, and so Kuna is the perfect small town feel for me.
Okay.
Like, I'm still 20 minutes from the airport, but when I
Yeah.
go to the grocery store, I mean, right now, because I've done so many videos for them, everyone like recognizes me. It's like, oh, you're the guy riding the hoverboard with the camera at CUNA Days. Yeah, well, that's me.
That's sweet.
You know?
Where'd you grow up in Wyoming?
Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Okay.
Which I don't care to ever go back there again.
Okay.
It's, it's a childhood. It was
Right
fun
on.
and fancy free.
How big is it?
It's 19,000 people.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
it was when I was growing up, but the oil fields have kind of exploded.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's probably like 60,000 now.
Dang. Yeah, I grew up in a town of about 12. So I know
There you go.
I know what you're talking about there. Like when I'm in Nampa here, it seems about right. CUNA's even
It's
smaller,
even smaller.
than that.
It's
But
growing, though.
That's good.
It's maybe too big.
Oh yeah, lots of people coming in from out of state. It's good for property values though if you buy your house.
Oh, I did buy my house.
That's good. Good move. So how long have you been here?
Since 2010. So
Oh, okay.
almost 8 years.
Because we met originally. How long have you been doing the film stuff?
Not very long.
Okay.
I've been active in the Boise community since March of 2017.
Okay.
That's when I was finishing my feature film and bought Nurse Mini Pro and had no idea how to use it.
Okay.
So,
So the feature was the Cowboy Ninja
Cowboy Viking.
Okay, and that's on YouTube now, right?
Mhm.
Cool. And you can check it out, Newton to Newton Productions, if you Google that, or
I think so. Yeah,
okay.
it's at the bottom of my newtontonewton.com
Right on.
page.
Oh, okay, that too.
If you just look up Ninja Cowboy Viking, you'll
It'll
find
pop
it
up.
somewhere in YouTube.
So you did that. That was your first delving into filming.
Yeah.
What were you doing before that?
So I was buying and selling iPhones for a living.
Oh, okay.
Real exciting stuff.
Nice. And so you started filming on an iPhone.
Yeah, I didn't use an iPhone. I used
Oh.
a LG V10 because I could adjust the frame rates and
Oh, okay.
manually expose and stuff
I
like that.
thought you filmed something on an iPhone or something like
I
that.
did some iPhone tests, but no,
Oh, okay.
I really don't like iPhones
Oh, right on.
because I mean, I can sell them for so much. They're worth so much more. So I like my cheap phones.
You're like, I'll just this one is an asset that I can get rid of, and then
Yeah,
take
and
the
I
money.
mean, we destroyed that phone. It was like cracked the first day, and I just ripped out the lens and just went on with it. So
Nice. So you've been doing so since 2017, because I think I met you at a Boise Cutters meeting, and you had just finished that feature film, if I'm not mistaken. And then my brother and I had just finished our first feature film as well, I think, at that point in time. And you've been busy, man.
I've gone off the rails. Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Well, the big thing was, I originally made that first movie as a tax write-off,
Okay.
because my business was doing well, and I paid so much in taxes that I was like, I don't want to like sit here selling phones all the time just to pay so much in taxes. So
Yeah.
I bought a big computer, and I kind of brought people up to film a movie
Yeah.
for fun and write it off. And I don't know, it cost like $5,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I learned how to edit on Premiere. I learned
Sweet.
all kinds of After Effects stuff. It was all YouTube.
Yeah.
And
So you did all that on just from YouTube tutorials.
Yeah.
You got some pretty cool looking
it
things.
was kind of fun. And YouTube's great. But I mean, when I shot it, I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I don't know. I'm going to put blasters and some shots took like 2 days to edit and rotoscope everything out. And I was like, I'm doing this wrong. But, I mean, I spent 1,000 hours on that movie.
Oh man,
But I
bet.
learned so much. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
film school.
So you can just crank stuff out a lot more quickly now. I
Yeah.
bet that's cool.
I don't do After Effects as much, but
Yeah, I suppose not. I
the
suppose you
editing
don't.
stuff's easy.
Yeah, that's way quicker than After Effects. I haven't even delved into that. Like my brother and I keep talking, but it's just kind of like one of those like scary next like Adobe things
Yeah.
where you're just like
It's a whole world.
then the concern is like what's Adobe gonna like screw up in my project once I add like another piece of their software into
Yeah,
this
that's true.
into this communication, because it seems like every week we run into some new like weird thing, because we have 3 projects going at the same time. We have our first feature film, and then the one we finished, and now we have the Canyon County web series that we're doing. And so we update, and then we go back and go and look at the old project and stuff, and then like it won't play right, or then we have to troubleshoot. And
Yeah, especially if you're like mixing with other people, if they're not updated on their Adobe, and then it's like going
I
back
didn't
and
even
forth.
think about that. We just
It's
have
a whole
one
mess.
one computer set
Yeah,
up.
I just
But-
go on one computer. That's all I need.
But, so you're busy, and my next question for you is, are you going to take over the Boise Film Festival?
Oh, well, no, I'm not going to take over the Boise Film Festival just because that's something different that I want to do. But I'm actually going to be premiering one of my films, Brothers and Badges, that was filmed last December.
Okay.
But it's taken this long to finish on December 8th.
Oh,
and
cool.
do kind of like a family-friendly film festival.
Right on.
Where I can premiere some of my stuff and let other people premiere their own stuff too.
Cool.
It's kind of like the Colossal Cinema Showcase, but
right on.
PG-13. So.
Oh, got it. Right on.
It'll be pretty easy to rent out a theater.
Because I had talked to you about your ideas. You said that you have a connection to a theater or there's just a theater in the Treasure Valley that you can rent out for a set amount.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Overland Park Cinemas is like $150 for 2 hours. So
right on.
I mean, we did our Ninja Cowboy Viking premiere there.
Okay.
So they know us, but
it's just the normal, the normal going rate.
Like, well, $150. Yeah, we'll pay it. And it's like a 325 seat theater.
Dang. And then you get to be in charge of your own ticket sales.
Yep.
And okay. Do they have the how does that work? I guess we don't need to go into too many details, but I
don't know how it's going to work. I think it's just going to be like $5 at the door. Okay. They'll just sell $5 instead of their $3 tickets, I think is what they usually have.
Oh, okay.
So it just depends.
So but you just basically get to decide whatever it is. And then do you run the door then too? Or do
I'll have them run the door.
Oh, okay. So that's included in the cost?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
And they don't even take a cut of it? They're just like $150, that's all
they
we want?
They get concessions.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
They
big.
do get a cut of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Of course, I mean, most of the people are going to be cheap family members, so they won't buy popcorn.
So you're just doing that. You're doing this for your film then. Mm-hmm. But do you have any? You don't have any other aspirations for doing anything bigger than that?
I have not gotten into the film festival organization side of things.
Oh, okay.
I am just starting to get things into film festivals and things like that. So
right on.
That is all new to me.
Sweet. Yeah, the film festival thing is different.
Mm-hmm.
So you have stuff. You have. I think you said Door 7 got into another film festival?
Not yet.
No? Oh, no. Okay.
So we made a H48 Door film, or Door 7.
Yeah.
And it's a 90s kids horror movie.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different, but we wanted to make something longer than 6 minutes than the H48 regulations. And so it's a 10 to 11 minute movie that we're going to send out to other horror film festivals and try to get into those. So,
cool. Right.
So it is still being edited, but it's all filmed. I just been with Great White Sharks, so I haven't finished it yet.
Well, how many different things do you have going?
I made a list when I got home from Mexico because I was like, I probably need to catch up with some of the stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's probably 20 different things on that list of things that I needed to finish and get
sleep?
done. I sleep around 4 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean I love 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock because it's quiet time. Facebook's not going off, messages, no texts. My kids are not awake.
I hear you
and
there.
I just sit there and I can just feel the soul of the film.
Oh, dang.
So
you are productive.
I try. So some nights it doesn't work.
That's too busy then. I was kind of hoping that you just seem like you have that go-get-'em attitude in that Boise Film Festival with all that being up in the air. I'd be like, man, I think Kody needs to take that over.
I have no idea what happened with the Boise Film Festival.
I don't either.
I've never gone actually. So
I went the last 2 years. It's too bad that it didn't work out. Obviously, somebody has the name somewhere though. I mean, it's got to be something that's extremely valuable because you think about it, here in the Treasure Valley, there's the Tree Fort, Film Fort, but that's, it's not the same thing. Mm-hmm. They screen some films there, but everybody's here for the music. Yeah. And then there's that the Colossal Cinema Showcase, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But the actual like other film festivals, there aren't a lot here, There's Idaho Horror Film Festival. Yeah, there's the Horror Film Festival, which is very, it's specific, genre specific, so that one's cool too. But it's just very, like, as far as just like general film festivals, there was the Boise, and then there's Tree Fort, which is not really that's not the focus, and then Sun Valley does a film festival. But I went to this last year, and it was just all celebrities. Oh, well. You know what I mean? Like, we submitted films to them twice, and it's just like, nah, we're not going to do that. We got to play the new Duplass Brothers movie or what, you know what I mean? Like, just whoever has something coming out. And it's like, they're just bringing them in from Hollywood. So that's a totally different story.
But you're in the Sandwiches. What is it?
Oh, Twin Falls Sandwiches Film Festival. That one is phenomenal.
Yeah, I want to make it down there, but
yeah, it was.
I don't have time.
You're kind of busy. Yeah, if you get a chance next year, I definitely recommend it. The programming is really well put together. Ray Chow, the dude that runs it, makes sure that there's a theme going through the entire thing. Like each block, each hour and a half block, if you want to buy a ticket just to that, it has like a certain, comedy, drama, whatever, and then usually it's like short films going into like feature films. And then they have two really funny comedians that MC the whole thing.
Oh, good.
So in between each film, it's like additional entertainment. So it's in a theater that's really cool too.
Yeah.
So
well, I wanted to go down there to see We Speak because I haven't seen We Speak yet.
Okay.
It's like, come on.
Yeah. Well, you'll get a chance. Don't worry. I can definitely send you a link. Just don't tell anybody.
Oh yeah.
No,
Right.
I can get you a link if you want to watch it. They're doing a 21 and older showing because we did an R-rated.
A little risque.
Yeah, we did an R-rated film. So yeah. So we were a little bit. I think there were a couple film festivals that didn't necessarily like that material that we presented, but it's pretty realistic, So, but anyway, so projects down the pipeline. I want to know what else you have coming out. You said you had 20 of them.
Yeah, there's 20 things that I need to finish or get started. Or
okay.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, what I learned quickly is my favorite project is my next project, and I need to finish what I had already started, right? So with like Brothers and Badges, where we shot it, and it felt like it was an incredible feat that we got everyone scheduled. We actually filmed it, and it like was snowed one day, and then it melted by the time we got out there. And there's so many different hurdles that we had to get past. And then once we got it done and edited, then we got to, composing and Foley and all those different things. And I sent them out to different people. And when you're not paying people, it's like, oh, those things are not getting done.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I have to schedule those things in for myself, and we have to find somebody else. Or it was all just a single producer, which was me, which was the hard part.
Yeah.
But I mean, the edit of it is very, very fun, and once it all comes together, it's going to be a really, really, really fun movie.
That's my aspect that I really enjoy is when you're sitting at the computer, because it's a lot less pressure.
Oh yeah.
Than when you're running around with people. How many people did you have on the set on that one? Like, how many people were you working with?
We probably had 20 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have some big crews.
Yeah,
that's more than I ever want to bite off. And usually when I'm doing stuff,
it's kind of on purpose. Because when I got into the Boise film community, it was I couldn't break in with anybody. I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know what I did.
Yeah,
like I didn't know how to grip or how to run a camera or really anything. I just knew I was passionate about movies, and so I had to kind of find my own way that way. And so when I have my sets, I feel like the more people involved, the more people learning, and the more people share it.
Yeah. And
so that's kind of why I have big sets, and I want to make sure that, and that kind of puts pressure on me to make something of quality that people are proud of. But I enjoy the big sets as long as they have something to do, Yeah. I had on Brothers and Badges, it was an action film, so we actually had someone like being a pad PA. So he would just bring the pads to the spot where we needed. Oh, good. And that was like all he did, but he was super grateful because he was there learning on what we were doing and how we were shooting the action and how we were choreographing. Yeah. And things like that. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of my way of sharing with people what wasn't shared with me, essentially. Oh yeah. I mean, I was only on two sets maybe. Yeah. For the first 6 months into the Boise community, and I was going to all the meetings, and I was just trying to figure out where I was. And it's hard when you say, "Oh, I'm a writer, director, editor, producer." I do all those things, but I didn't really know where I was. So. And I think now you just kind of have to do all the things. I don't think there's really an option in a community this size, and everybody's really helpful too. But the thing is you just kind of have to like take the bull by its horns and just start running with it. And then once you get going, you find that there are a lot of people that come out of the woodwork that want to like help out and like learn these things. Yeah, that's a huge set though. You got my respect on that. That's the most like we try to do everything when we sit down and write. We
write with anticipation of like
Have
trying
like
to make
five people.
yeah, trying to keep it down to a minimal so that we don't have to, like panic.
Yeah, that is true.
Not that the thing is like we had a scene where we had to have for Canyon County, we did a day where we had extras come in. We did all the shooting with the extras on one day, and so we had like 25 different actors coming in and out through the course of like a 14-hour day, and so that was like the most that we did. But the thing was that like everybody was there. We had everybody show up, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
And everybody was super helpful too. So, but yeah, that's impressive to do that with an action movie, and that's a lot of takes and stuff too, and to have jobs for everyone. That's the hardest thing.
And that was one of the first movies, real like my productions I did with the Boise film community, and it just got better from there. Just more people wanted to be on my sets, and it's kind of snowballed. I mean, even with our H-48, there's 20, 25 people, and it was just 4 actors essentially. 4 to 7 actors or something like that.
Oh, dang.
I mean, we won Best Makeup because we had 3 makeup artists,
Nice.
It's because I know if people aren't going to show up, then I have to have them covered,
Yeah.
And so we had like 2 sound guys, we had 3 makeup artists, we had great camera team.
Yeah.
And everyone was there having fun.
Cool.
And that's the big thing, right? If you're having fun on set, then you're doing something right.
Yeah, enjoying it, and then when you see the final product too, which sometimes takes a while.
Yeah,
but
not an H-48.
That's true. That's true. I want to ask you, what has been your favorite project that you've ever worked on?
I've ever worked on?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
In your whatever, what is it, like 3 years, 2 years?
Well, I've done filming. I've made backyard movies for years since high school. Even when I was on my Mormon mission, I made like 20 films because I was in Spain, and my nephew sent me a video camera.
Oh, where were you in Spain?
In Madrid.
Oh, okay. I lived in Valencia for a semester when I was in college.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's where the Spanish is from, huh? Yeah, I was there for 2 years, and so when we went to all the castles, instead of saying, "Hey, here's a castle," we would make a hero villain action movie with tops and all kinds of dumb stuff.
Oh, cool.
I mean, they're so stupid, but they're up on the internet. They're kind of fun. And some people have like seen them and said, "Oh yeah, I wanted you to do some stunt choreography after watching that movie." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Sweet.
It's like, and it's all just in camera editing. So
Okay.
so there's no bloopers or anything like that.
Oh,
It's
right
just click stop, and that's where.
Oh wow! So you have been doing it for a while. Then.
As far as the storytelling aspect and stuff like that, I have been. I'm well versed in what making a movie takes.
Cool.
The newer cameras, I'm new to.
Yeah.
And I was lucky I got to work with Amanda Carroll.
Yeah.
Because she kind of became my DP, and she taught me so much. And it was like, now I know every aspect of my camera. And
the tools are a lot to take in at first. We shot our first movie, Brown Truck, on a like a soccer mom's handy cam.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you go and work on it in post production, I mean, these are the units that we use now. And it's just a Sony that's made for filming. It's got like a 1-inch sensor in it, but it's got good stabilization on it, so you can do handheld stuff. But like the quality on the image of that in post production, it gives you a lot more to work with.
Oh yeah.
Than when you're working with a mom and pop's handy cam, and you just can't
change it all.
Any adjustments to it.
Yeah.
But favorite project? What was your favorite project?
So my favorite project so far was the Ninja Cowboy Viking feature film. I mean, because it's all made with my family. It's kind of like shaped my kids' childhood. Yeah. And that first moment when we got to watch it in the theater with an audience of like 300 people who were all kind of rallying around my nephew, who's a Make-A-Wish kid, who's in the movie. And we did a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish to premiere it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was just to hear people laugh when they were supposed to laugh, and people like excited about what's happening in the story and things like that. I mean, it's just untouched. And that's why I want to do Brothers and Badges in theater. Yeah. Because I want to watch it with, movies aren't meant to be watched like this, in bed with headphones and stuff like that. It's just, I want to watch it with an audience. And so in the theater, especially since it was like I was exporting the movie like an hour before we went to watch it. You know, when I was bringing it to the theater, and it's like, oh, it's finally done. It's 1,000 hours, and it's finally done. And to have it really connect with an audience is that. I mean, that's why I do it now.
Yeah,
that's why I keep, because I want to hit that theater again, and I want to see how people react and things like that.
So you do a lot of projects on the side, like this documentary then too, and so. I mean, you basically have made that into your career, correct?
Yeah, I've completely stopped buying and selling iPhones, and I'm going after corporate stuff. And so I've done some music videos.
Yeah. Oh, the Red Light Challenge one. That was good. I like that.
It's a fun little video, and I'm trying to just have fun and do things a little bit different. You know, add a little bit of story or just it's like a short little film.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing another one with them.
Oh, cool.
Here soon, as soon as I catch up with everything else.
Right on.
But like the city of Kuna, I've been doing some stuff with Idaho Spina Sports, physical therapy. They ordered a lot of videos that I'm still working through.
Sweet.
And so it's just kind of stacked up to be in my favor.
Nice.
One of the big things I did was this summer with a new app that's coming out called Give Back to Schools. It's based out of Kansas City. I met them through the Ninja Cowboy Viking stuff. But we produced them all here and actually shot them mostly in Kuna.
Oh, okay.
There was only one we shot in Boise. But they offered me a cash sum or a portion of the company.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm excited because they're rolling that app out now. And it's like, oh, I get to be a part of something big.
So you took the company.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I'm a risk, you know? I love danger. Yeah, I took a portion of the company, and
nice.
You know, and we'll see what happens in 5 to 10 years or whatever. But I don't think it was anything bad to do that.
Yeah, good gamble.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's awesome.
And so it's just it's been snowballing. That's why I have this list of things because I want to make sure I'm giving back to the community. So I'm helping out with all these different things and doing all my different things, and then at the same time I have paid work that I am doing and finishing and having fun with.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, man.
Well, it helps when you have like a nice camera. Like I jumped into the community here and I was like, hey, what camera should I get? Like, because I made that whole feature film and it was with my phone and I thought nobody could really take this seriously because it's on my phone. Like I'm not going to impress any filmmakers with that. Yeah. And so I asked around, and Brian McGahee was the guy who stood up, and he really walked me through what I should buy. And to this day, I mean, I still have the stuff that he told me to buy.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I know how to use it finally. Yeah. But I actually went through and made the second Ninja Cowboy Viking with that stuff. And it was all because of the, Boise film community hinting at that stuff.
Yeah. I have an equipment question for you.
Oh, so hit it.
What piece of equipment could you not live without besides your camera, obviously?
Besides the camera?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna die because I'm telling all of my secrets. But, we have these, sound equipment's important.
Yeah, it is.
I love my sound guys because they make it a lot easier on me. But I have these things called light wands. Yeah. So they're just, they're about this long. They cost $80. And they're battery powered, but they're RGB light wands, and they'll match any light. So you have, a tungsten light here, will match that exactly right, and you can backlight somebody pretty easily.
Oh, wow.
If you want a blue light or teal light or whatever, you can adjust it to whatever you want.
And that's what you use for your lighting mostly? Most
of the time, that is my accent lighting, and it just makes it look a lot more Hollywood.
Yeah.
When I look through my stuff, I'm like, I can see exactly when I got those wands because it went from, these are more flat looking things to, oh wow, these are lit very dynamically.
Okay.
And so I've really enjoyed those, even though most people don't know it. It's a secret.
Okay. Not any longer.
Well, it's like if people are on my set and they see those, they're like on Amazon right then buying it.
Oh, okay.
So I've had 4 or 5 people already buy some of them, and they look great. I mean, when they're making their films,
it's just like a wand then. And
it's just a wand.
You can just screw it onto a mount then too? Oh,
yeah, just have a 1/4 mount.
Okay. Yeah. We need to get some of that stuff. Our lighting equipment is not ideal.
Yeah.
But it's just we just light to make sure that it's bright enough.
Okay.
For the most part, is what we've.
Well, a lot of the time with beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
And that's how my lighting went with a lot of my films before.
Yeah.
But when we take these ones, just don't take very long.
Yeah.
Like I went out and I bought. It's like $1,000 light. It's like an aperture light, and it like lights. It's like a huge light, and I'm like, I never use this thing. And I had that light and a few others, and then when I got these wands, I don't even touch those other lights unless I need to like make a moonlight on a night shoot or something like that. But even then, it's like there's moonlight, and then I'm shooting
with the wands.
Yeah, just the wands.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What camera did you end up picking up then? You have a
like lately?
Yeah. What are you using? What are you shooting
Well, I
on?
have my Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro.
Okay.
But I got the Pocket 4K that just came out.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a DSLR like style, but it shoots pretty much the same thing as the Ursa Mini Pro.
Right on.
But it costs, I don't know, 4 times less.
Oh, okay.
So I'm working at rigging that guy up.
Nice.
Just, I've had a bunch of interview style where you have to shoot kind of just like this.
Yeah.
And I've had to color match my Sony and the Ursa, and I hate it. I hate color matching.
The Sony's have like this specific like cool color to them almost. Is that?
Yeah,
do you know what I'm talking about?
I
I like the color and like this Sony here. I like the color on it a lot, but it does have like this specific color, and then like this Panasonic, I can't quite like it's never quite perfect when I spend time like doing it.
I mean, no one will ever tell.
Yeah.
I hate. I mean, that takes up so much time, and so I'm excited about that. I'm also excited to kind of teach my kids how to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Partly because I want them to do my work for me. I mean, that would be nice. But I mean, when I'm out there and they can work with me,
yeah,
it'll be great to
throw them on the computer. Do the rough cut.
Yeah.
Do the rough cut there. Okay.
I mean, honestly, just sync all the audio. Like, we're good. That's all I need. I'll pay you $5.
$5, just match this up. Yeah, all that grunt work takes a long time for sure.
Does.
For sure. Ready for the next question?
Yes.
I want to know how much willpower you have measured in pounds.
Oh boy, it would probably be in tons.
Oh, right on.
As far as film stuff goes, I mean, if I have something I want to get done, I'm going to get it done. And that's just, and I'm kind of lucky because I'm kind of playing off of my old business, and so I have some capital to throw around.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm making a ton of money doing this now.
Yeah.
But I know where to place the money and how to run the business. So,
that's cool.
So I mean, I have the Make-A-Wish movie. I have Ninja Cowboy Viking I need to finish, but I have these next projects that I'm getting really excited for, and starting to line the stars and saving up my money to do them. And so,
can you talk about any of those that you have coming up, or?
Yeah,
I
can. Next summer. So Door 7 was kind of a precursor to a movie I want to make called Chasing the Vacant, which is a 90s zombie movie.
Okay.
Where half of it takes place in the 90s zombie apocalypse, and then the other half is the future, the now, when zombies are just kind of a nuisance and people work as zombie catchers.
Okay.
And the contrast between those two of what happened to this one character when he went through it in the 90s, and now when he's a zombie catcher, and he's starting to discover these zombies are a little bit different than what they had expected.
Oh, okay.
So,
and that's going to be a feature then?
I want to make it a feature.
Okay.
It kind of depends on what kind of financing we get for it.
Yeah.
I think it would play out well for a web series.
Yeah.
And my thought was actually to bring in different directors and especially women directors.
Yeah.
And have them, because it's kind of split up into a series of action scenes and fights and a progression of what the new zombies are doing.
Yeah.
And so I was going to have different directors come in, and we just used the same equipment, so everything looked right. But
that's a good idea.
And do it almost like a TV series, but like a web series, I guess. And I'm not sure where the distribution is.
Yeah, but that's so we were wanting to do something like that with Canyon County, but it ended up just being one cohesive project, and so we just wanted to get it done and get it online. But we had talked about that, my brother and I and Zoe, about getting more collaboration in on some of that web series stuff, because like once those views, it seems like once it gets to a certain point, then all of a sudden you get a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's name recognition and notoriety. And I don't even know how income works on YouTube. Like I just don't even,
I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I don't even know what it would be or how that works. But I mean, obviously the goal would be to get that, to bring us positive. Like my brother and I and Zoe, we all work, you know, and we just do this for our free time, you know, but we want to turn it into a positive cash flow rather than hobby-esque, you know,
exactly.
$100 a month.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's cool though. I like that idea of getting different directors in and making it into a connected web series.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we'll see how that goes. I definitely want to be, the way I look at my projects now, because there's so many different ideas that come by. I mean, there's so many different things that go through my head. And I ask everybody this also, but you know, if you have $5,000 to invest in this movie, is this the movie you want to make? You know?
Yeah.
Who knows with some of these movies? Oh, it's just a detective drama about this, you know, this murder. Okay, well, if you have $5,000, is that the movie you want to make? And this zombie movie is something I've thought about and developed because I love the 90s. I mean, I grew up the 90s, and it's kind of trendy right now, so I think it would play well on a Netflix, or it's kind of like Stranger Things, you know?
Yeah.
On a Netflix or an Amazon or iTunes. There's actually there's a lot of streaming services now. There's actually some Mormon ones. I mean, VidAngel, and there's one called Living Scriptures, and they're all looking for content. Yeah. And so I'm thinking there's got to be there's a niche for some of this stuff, you know?
Yeah. There's even there's a local, oh man, no, I can't remember his name. There's a local guy that has one. He has his own video on demand service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can get it on Roku. You can download the app, and he has an app for
it.
Is
it Cinematica?
Cinematica.
That's right.
Yeah, and so Cinematica, they have it's all Boise stuff.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah,
it's just all Boise stuff.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I downloaded it and clicked around.
I think that was supposed to be like for just indie films or something like that.
Yeah, but it's a local. No, I can't remember his name.
Is it Michael Tetra?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've heard.
Okay.
I've talked to him a couple times.
Yeah. So so you're right about the
streaming services everywhere.
Yeah.
And all you need is, I mean, and they all have this blockbuster mentality. They just need one that hits, you know, even YouTube Red or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix is making 300 original things this year, and it's like nobody has time to watch all of these.
No.
And so they have to find the best ones, and Stranger Things was the big one for the last couple of years.
That was a good show too.
Yeah,
it
was a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think of like a lot of their stuff. It gets crazy. Like all that Marvel stuff. How are you getting all of this created?
I went through. Well, the thing is, like, what they do is they create a lot of filler. And so there's a lot of episodes where it's just like, oh, we're talking back and forth for 14 minutes during this 40-minute episode. And it's like, okay.
There's this old show that makes fun of Stephen King. And what was it called? Anyway, so it's like kind of like a mockumentary, and it's this horror writer that like puts together this television series, and then one of the scenes is like it's like this really long slow motion like of him like in a gunfight, and he's like, yeah, we had to use a lot of slow motion because many of our episodes were up to and including 15 minutes short.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
It's like, oh, okay,
I can relate with that. I think
slow motion.
I think Amazon is changing all their stuff, where it used to be Amazon Prime and it resembled Netflix. Now it resembles YouTube, where you're getting paid per hour viewed. Oh. You know, but the audience is so much different than what YouTube would be. Yeah. You know, YouTube, they're looking for free stuff, you know. Yeah. On Amazon, they're kind of like, whoa, they don't know it's bad quality, but they think, oh, it's on Amazon Prime. It's got to be something special.
You can upload anything to Amazon Prime now.
Yeah. Yeah. You just have to have, the captions. You have to have a trailer. You have to have those things. And that's what I'm looking to do with, some of these. When I get some time.
There you go. Between midnight and 4 a.m.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure that's where Brothers and Badges will live. Yeah. It's 38 minutes. I've seen some friends in Utah really become successful with what they're doing with Amazon. And
oh, really? That's cool.
It just, they're getting they're just getting recognition and it's being seen. And that's really what we want, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
ultimately, you got to get viewership, and then next comes
yeah,
more
when
viewers,
you
and then more, and then you get paid to do the things that you love to do.
yeah, that's the dream.
That's my next question. What's your dream production?
Oh,
Do you have one?
Oh man, so I mean, Ninja Cowboy Viking's pretty fun, but the goal was in about 5 years, I wanted to be able to make a musical based on my life.
Oh, okay.
Where a guy goes to Puerto Rico, just discovers this wonderful paradise, and meets the woman of his dreams, and takes her back to Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
And how, that dynamic between, I don't know, as Americans, we kind of think, oh, well, we took her back to, America where our economy is great and, people are wonderful and stuff like that. But I mean, I tore her away from her family.
Yeah.
And when I left, every time I leave Puerto Rico, I feel like the villain.
Yeah. It is beautiful. I've been there once.
It's so amazing.
Yeah. Anything in the Gulf of Mexico is just like...
Yeah, anything in the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah. Otherworldly beautiful. So,
and there's a lot of, even just like watching The Greatest Showman. I mean, I love music. I'm not I've written music. I mean, I proposed to my wife singing an original song to her.
Yeah.
But I'm not that great at it. But
yeah.
I think the musical is something that the silver screen has been missing for a little bit. And The Greatest Showman showed that it was missing and the people love it. I mean, there's something about being able to sing and listen to. I mean, my favorite movie ever is Moulin Rouge.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. It's about a guy going into the underworld and pulling. I don't know. But I love the music.
Yeah.
I love the voices and things like that. And so ideally, that would be my dream. My dream project is to write and direct that. And so everything I do is trying to align
for that
to get to that point.
Eventually, that's cool. That's
Even though
cool.
I can't. My wife won't let me write our exact story. It's going to have to be fibbed a little bit.
I suppose, that has to be approved.
Yeah,
everything.
I try and keep my wife out of most of the things I do.
Is there a film that you'd love to remake?
Okay. I've been asked this before, and I always say X-Men 3. I don't know why.
X-Men 3?
X-Men 3 was like the worst, and it wasn't because it was
bad.
Like bad.
Oh, that's
right.
So the first one was cool, and then the second one, I remember I saw it when I was in college, and everybody was hooting and hollering because we went to a midnight show. So I went to college in a town of 20,000 people, and the college campus population was 12,000 people.
Oh, geez.
So
it's just
the whole balance of the town
all
was just
sex
like
and hormones.
Yeah, exactly. It was just all young people. So we used to go to midnight showings. The theaters would do midnight showings on the release date or whatever, and it would just be packed. They give college kids a discount, and I saw it in one of those theaters, and like everybody was just shouting at the screen. So like the energy was like really high.
Oh, yeah.
And then the third X-Men movie came out, and I'm like, what the heck?
Oh yeah.
Like, what do they do with this trilogy?
Well, here's my problem with the movie is, and I don't know why. I mean, this is one of the first superhero movies that was coming out. I mean, you had X-Men, and then you had Spider-Man. But my problem with I judged it on potential more than just like execution. I mean, it was the dynamics of these mutants choosing to be a mutant or not, and whether or not. Was so good to me that it just felt completely wasted on that stupid film. And so I mean when I watched it, I was just piecing together what you would be doing and things like that. And so whenever I'm asked that, I think that movie, but that for a long time has been one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Well, maybe then after your musical, Puerto Rico to Wyoming, the musical, after you do that one, you'll have to tackle X-Men again. Well, no, they've been
done
so many X-Men.
Much.
So I have a couple of silly questions to end things on.
Good.
Would you rather have superhuman hearing or superhuman eyesight? Which superpower? Since we're on that topic, anyway, it's really kind of crazy. Like I didn't direct the questions this way.
What a
like,
perfect segue. It's definitely superhuman eyesight. I think there's plenty of people who say some interesting stuff about me that I don't want to hear.
Well, what if you could like have echolocation with that hearing thing? Because that's an actual thing that human beings can echolocate. Like blind kids will start to click.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you have super hearing, maybe then you could have.
That is
no,
true.
still it doesn't.
You're
doesn't
trying to
affect
talk me into a super hearing. No, I'm a visual person.
I wanted to be contrarian. See, my job is audio, so obviously I have a bias.
That makes sense. Yeah, I definitely eyesight. There's no question about it. I mean, even going with great white sharks, it's not going to be the same if I can just hearing them better.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
I want to be able to see them.
Yeah.
Check out their scars.
Plus, to be able to adjust the lights more quickly and
exactly
fine tune the set like that.
Yeah.
Right on. I'll accept your answer then.
Well, thank you.
Final question.
Final question.
Do you like questions that can be answered with one word?
I am not a fan of one-word answer questions.
Nice.
I like open questions.
Well done. Squeeze that whole sentence in there.
I had to.
That's good. As a 5th grade teacher, I appreciate you restating the sentence in your answer because that's something I have to teach my kids all the time.
Well, yeah, I have to do interviews all the time, and I ask them a question, and then they just start answering the question. It's like, oh, do you like this business? Yes. Okay, well, why don't you tell me about the business? Let's talk more about it.
Right on. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you feel like we should cover that people need to know about you
What
and
do
Newton to
people
Newton?
need to know about Newton to Newton Productions, huh? I don't know. Passion's still there. I'm I'm past the honeymoon stage, and we are collecting all the debt. And so I'm trying to figure it out in my marriage with my production company. But the big thing is people have just jumped on like crazy. And it's kind of an interesting situation because Boise is such an easy place to produce stuff because there's so many passionate people and there's so many able people here.
Yeah.
And so that's why you see so many people on my sets is there's a lot of people able to do it.
And
I'm really
the
surprised.
filming regulations are pretty awesome too. It's pretty
yeah.
relaxed. I mean,
You
I
just
did
go shoot.
Yeah, one day we had a couple times we've done stuff with guns, you know.
Oh yeah.
And so we just called the police station. We had another one where a police officer was chasing a kid. We just called the Caldwell police station. We're like, hey, we're gonna have somebody dressed up as a police officer like running around the town. Okay.
Oh, sounds good.
Go for it. We'll make sure if somebody calls in, you know, we're going to have a gun, somebody waving a gun. Okay, that's fine. We'll just make sure, we'll tell them if they call in to report it as a crime. It's like, wow, that's pretty relaxed. I have a feeling that something's going to happen though to ruin that
It's
eventually.
super relaxed, but at the same time, I feel like super professional when I've called in and told them about these things because normally I'm just out there shooting. We don't tell anybody, you know. But now I do, and now I actually like get people to sign off if I'm shooting in a park and stuff like that. I feel like, woo, this is like a real deal here.
It gets people excited too.
Yeah.
We learned, oddly enough, that if you do get those image releases and you do run into people and you start talking about it, then they ask questions and then they want to know more about your stuff and how to find it, which is pretty awesome. It's almost like guerrilla marketing, but it's still stuff that you have to take care of before you start shooting in areas.
And there was, when we did Brothers and Badgers, we shot in Freak Alley for, I don't know, 10 hours.
Dang.
And there were 1 million people walking by and stuff like that. So we almost had to have a PA just like tell people what we were doing.
Were you able to get live audio on that day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was amazing. One of our secrets, which is, you know, the light ones is the number one secret.
Okay.
Number 2 secret is shut up cards, where I would print out cards that say, hey, we're making a movie. This is what the movie is about. This is the director. You can look them up on IMDb. These are our actors. You know, stay tuned on these pages so you can watch them. And then you just hand those out. When people are walking by, hey, what are you doing? Hand them the card. Shut up.
Oh, nice.
And so that did really well for us in Freak Alley.
That's cool. So, yeah, because you'd be away from the traffic. I mean, I'm sure there's some traffic noise that you wouldn't be able to avoid, but it's down deep
It's
in
all
the
the
alley.
people.
Yeah, all the people talking in the background. Wow. That's a good idea.
Shut up cards.
I'm stealing that one. We tried
It's from Brian Jagger. Brian Jagger's the guy who told me.
That's a good tip. Yeah, we try to avoid any type of. We haven't done anything in any public facilities.
You haven't been vulnerable yet.
No. We minimize that. We just do like drive-by stuff and try to cut that as much as possible to minimize. And the thing is it gets crazy for us because we have to do it because we work full time. We have to get it done on the weekend or whatever. And it's like if we can minimize any type of variable, before we hit it,
Yeah.
we're just going to take that opportunity. Do we need to film it here but we did Cannon County. We did some outdoor stuff in downtown Caldwell, and that was a lot of fun. We were with the police officer, and
I like downtown Caldwell.
Yeah. And we had a chase scene, like a couple chase scenes, and then we had the cop car, and then the lights and stuff like that. And so that was the one, but that was a long day.
Oh, I bet.
It was a long day. Fortunately, it wasn't hot. Like it was like 80. It was like the one day it cooled down in the middle of summer where it wasn't like 100 degrees. We're like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do with all these actors? Everybody's going to be overheated, and it like dropped down to 80. And we're like, yes. The stars aligned.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else that you...
There's actually a couple other projects that I'm working on.
Okay.
And I'm kind of actively looking for people who don't have full-time jobs that would be able to, make a movie for a month or things like that.
Yeah.
And so hopefully those stars align, but we'll see either between here and Utah or the people I meet at Sundance when I go down there, whether I can find them or not. But I'm actively looking for those people.
Okay.
So those people who are so committed to their dream that they're quit their job, which is hard, but there's a few of them, and I really like them. But there are two other projects that would be coming up for me. One of them is with some actors from Utah.
Okay.
He's been in Steven Seagal movies. He's kind of he's an actor, but he's not huge or anything like that. But he's pretty big in Utah.
Yeah.
He's Hawaiian, and it's going to be a buddy. It's not a buddy cop movie, but it's like it's a shootout movie where an FBI agent has to protect the witness, or not the witness, but the guy who would rat out his friends, essentially. Mm-hmm. And so we want to shoot that here in Caldwell or in Nampa or something.
Oh,
like
cool.
That, and have like AK-47s and stuff like that.
Oh, sweet.
Because my roots are action movies. You know? And when I first started doing Boise film community stuff, a lot of it was just dialogue driven. Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel like it was like, I don't know how to do this as well. And so I'm trying to get back to the action stuff.
Oh, right on.
And then they wanted to come up here specifically to do something with me.
Yeah.
And to meet and network people. And there's no better way to network than on set.
Yeah.
And that's
true.
That's why I like having lots of people on my set.
Cool.
The other one is because I need to start doing the film festival thing. We tried with a couple movies, and so we've sent them to film festivals, but I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to get accepted or things like that.
Yeah, it's tough. The film festival circuit thing is like, if you figure it out, let me know, because it's almost like you got to know people. Yeah. Otherwise, but I mean, I can give you some suggestions as far as, well, obviously Twin Falls is amazing.
Yeah.
But like there are a couple that at least like wrote us letters when they rejected. That wasn't a form letter.
Oh, okay.
Like there's one in New York, and then there was one in Portland too, where it was like, oh, you watched my movie. Mm-hmm. Thank you. At least you saw it.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling like some of those, there's no way that they watch all the movies that get submitted to Sundance.
No.
Like they just take the $75 fee and they're
when I submitted to Sundance, it said, hey, is the director, diverse or gay or whatever? And it had all these list of things. And I'm like, no, I'm normal. or I'm just white, straight, boring.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, is the assistant director any of those things? And I'm like, oh, geez, I'm dead. They're not even going to look at this. But, we submitted anyway. But I really like what the Garcias did with Hero.
I'm not familiar with that.
So they made a film. I don't know how much it cost them, but they invested some money in it.
Yeah.
And made a 12-minute film about two kids playing. And you see him growing up, and you see him young, essentially playing, and then, and it turned out really well. They actually won a lot of film festivals and won some awards, and great things are going to happen for him. So that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to invest some money, towards one of these movies that I'm working with. Do you know Jared and Nicole Stoll?
No. Its name sounds familiar though.
They're improv. They're like comedian type actors. They were in Door 7. Their daughter was in Door 7 also.
Right on.
But we're writing something that is specifically trying to capture an audience at a film festival.
Okay.
And it's kind of based on their daughter, who builds these wings these beautiful wings and thinks that she can fly. And so kind of the end of the first act is she's on the roof and the family realizes what's going on.
Oh, right on.
So looking at how we can finance that and then make sure we do it well enough that we can send it to film festivals.
So how do people get in touch with you then if they want to help out on these? Are you recruiting then, basically?
I would be recruiting, and that would be a paid project.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we need to get... That's not one we can say, hey, if you can show up, great.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if you're going to show up, we're doing better show up, we're paying. Yeah. Just because it's that important. That one seems like it would be a career mover. Mm-hmm. And I really like what the Garcias have done. A lot of their stuff is in my style. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking to do, but way different story.
Yeah. And
so that would probably be shooting in the spring. But
okay.
I mean, you can follow all my stuff on the Newton to Newton Productions.
Okay.
Or Idaho Film Family, I think is what I started.
Okay.
It's just a group where it feels a lot easier to say, hey, casting call for all these things instead of like showing all of my clients what I'm doing, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I kind of got embarrassed when I was looking for some crew, and there was like post after post after post, and it was like due in 2 days.
Oh, it's like, oh, geez. Oops.
So let's do it.
This is public,
privately.
That's right. I wouldn't even think about that.
No. Whoops. Oh well. Idaho Casting also. I mean, I put it on there too.
Yeah.
So
Idaho Casting's awesome.
Yeah. So actors would be easy to find. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to act, and they're excited to act. And I want to make sure I get things that are real material for them. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love actors, and a lot of them have done PA work for me. And then it's like, oh, I'm writing a scene for you because I love you so much as PA.
Yeah.
But crew is going to be the main thing with that one, especially when I'm renting. I'm going to be getting like a fire truck and a condor or like a cherry picker or whatever.
Oh, okay.
To be able to shoot on the roof and things like that.
Oh,
and
sweet.
So we're going to try and go. Essentially you have to impress filmmakers. Yeah, yeah. And you can only impress filmmakers with money. So
yeah. It helps.
It helps.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, right on. I'm excited to check out that stuff, and
lots of stuff.
We'll be keeping a lookout for. So the next thing you have coming probably to film festivals will be Door 7. Yeah. Most likely. Right
well, we'll see. I don't know when the horror film festivals are. Are they only in October?
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know. I'm gonna get somebody to help me with the film festival stuff.
Cool.
Because I'm brand new to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you get any good tips, you let me know, because I'm still trying to figure out how to work that system myself.
I've already told you all my secrets.
Yeah, that's good. I'll take those too.
You should.
The light wands and the
light wands and shut up cards.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you.
No, this was really fun.
Chatting. So, we'll be in touch.
Oh, yes, we will.